Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Tashina.
And I'm Portia.
And this is The Dark Side of Humans. On this channel, we explore crime. Serial killers, mass murderers, rapists, crime.
True crime.
True crime, unsolved mysteries, all kinds of stuff. We might even go to conspiracies. We might even expand.
We might touch on some ghosts.
You know,
sometimes.
Supernatural is just...
Yeah. Anything that's kind of dark. And give you that eerie feeling on the back of your neck.
That's why it's called Dark Side of Humans, because we want to explore the dark side. So today we're going to get into, his name is Michael Charles Brown. He is a convicted serial rapist and murderer. He's currently in San Quentin he's on death row. So we're going to get into his story.
If you're squeamish, hit stop.
Yeah, because it has sodomy, bodily fluids, rape. If that triggers you, because he's a serial rapist, so we're going to be talking a lot about rape. About he beats women. It's a lot of womenizing. So if that triggers you and that's something you don't want to watch, then I would stop watching now. But if you're intrigued, then keep watching. And let's get into the dark side of humans. Michael Charles Brown. Michael was born in March 9th. Okay, don't mind my eyes. My laptop's right here. And I did this real fast today, so I didn't get a chance to really memorize it. So I'm going to be looking.
I sprung this on her.
Yes, this was her. This was her thing, but she doesn't feel comfortable doing.
I don't like doing a lot of talking.
So I did a quick. So I'm going to do a lot of reading because I did it today. So don't mind my eyes darting down.
I just like to interrupt.
Yeah. So Michael was born on March 19, 1976. He was born to a big family in a central Mississippi town called Gardena. Greada. How you guys would pronounce that? Because I don't know how to pronounce
Get on my nerves.
I don't know how to pronounce that, so y'all can do it yourselves. So there's little information about him as a child, but I mean, of his childhood. But it is known that he has a juvenile record, but it is, closed, sealed. So we don't know. So we know that he just has a criminal.
He did something as a kid.
So
we
anyway,
don't know what.
We don't know what, but he went to juvenile, has a juvenile record. So he also had family in Bakersfield, California. So as a child, he would move from Mississippi, Mississippi.
Somebody needs to go watch Mary Poppins.
Mississippi and Bakersfield. He's even spent his junior year of high school in Bakersfield. So finally, he just decided, it doesn't really say what age he settled in Bakersfield, but finally he just settled in Bakersfield.
He did go to high school, though.
He went to Highland. Highland High School in...
Not Palmdale, Highland. Bakersfield.
So his junior year, so they didn't say that he finished. I think he did his junior year, maybe he went back to Mississippi, because they just said he did his junior year. But he had a lot of family, a lot of friends. His friends described him as shy, as charming, but he's not much of a ladies' man, they said. They said that he's always had a serious girlfriend. That he was always in relationships.
He has children.
Yeah, he has children, and they said he has a skill to fit in to many different groups. So he has that where he can fit in with different, group types. You know how people, he can fit in.
He's a chameleon.
Yeah, so he has that skill. So, that's all that we know about Michael Charles Brown. So let's get into his crimes, because he's been in and out of jail. So it all starts in the summer of 2000. A young woman was stranded, and her friend, she can't get a hold of her friends to come pick her up. So she decides, I'm going to walk to my friend's house. So her call pulls up and says, get in. It said it demanded her to get in, so he must have sounded like, get in. She got scared and got her ass in. I would have got scared and ran. But anyways, she got scared and got into I'm not going to judge, but I would have ran. But she got scared and got into the car. So as she got in the car, he pulled off. They went to a secluded area, and he raped her. And he let her go. So she went to the police. She was able to give him a good description of what he looked like and what his car looked like. But a few weeks later, she seen the car again.
Driving on
So
by.
this time, she was able to get his license plate number. So she got the license plate number. She went to the police, and they ran it, and it was registered to who else? Michael Charles Brown.
Wait.
Charles Michael.
I said Charles.
Michael Charles Brown.
Michael Charles Brown.
So the car was registered to him. So he got picked up. So now he's facing life in jail. So they decide to give him a plea bargain. A plea, you know, you want to take this plea. If you plead guilty, you only get 8 years. He was like, no, I don't want to take the deal. We don't know why he didn't want to take the deal. He just didn't want to take the deal. So he didn't take the deal. And of December 4th, 2000, they decided to drop charges. And he walked away. So he was free. So between 2000 and 2002, he's been picked up for domestic violence charges. DUIs. So he's still been, you know, in with the law. So on January 25th, 2002, he was 27 at the time. Him and his brothers got into a street fight with a man named Joe Kent. And Joe Kent was fatally stabbed in this fight. So Michael and his 4 brothers were charged with the murder of Joe Kent. But
they released them all.
But they released them because they could not determine who was the one that did the fatal blow. So they could not determine that. So
all of them got off.
They released him. So he's really getting very lucky with these charges.
This didn't happen out here.
No. So on March 30th, 2003, a week after Brown's 28th birthday, him and his brother was at Red Robin's eating, having a drink.
Red Robin.
That sounds good. Anyways, having a drink. So he's driving, and they end up hitting a man, Gary White, age of 40, and killing him.
They didn't just hit him, though.
No. So
they hit him. They drove around with him in the windshield.
Several blocks with White's body.
Finally, they pulled into the windshields. And it was like, all right, let's pull the body out, leave the body on the ground, dipped off.
Dumped the body. So after that happened, Brown was like, I'm gonna get ahead of this. So he goes to the police and he reports that he got robbed and he got his car stolen. So he's trying to get ahead of this. So he's trying to say his car was stolen, it wasn't him. So if they find the body, it wasn't him. But the story just didn't click. So finally he confessed. The cops described that he was very cooperative, but his blood alcohol level was 0.14. That's double the legal amount that your blood alcohol is supposed to be. So he was arrested and charged. And again, he was offered a deal. This time they didn't tell us what the deal was, but he was offered a deal, and again, he refused. But this time he was convicted and charged. He was sentenced 9 years. But he was paroled February 8th.
4.
Yes, 2007. So he only served less than 4 for killing this man. So
there was speculations that it was an intentional... Yes. That he intentionally hit him with the car.
And the thing is,
could never prove
he never
that he
reported
did
it. If he hit the man and he's driving around, he dumped the man's body, he never reported it. That he killed. He reported his car stolen and missing.
Yes.
So it's not an accident. Like, it wasn't an accident. Well, that's just our opinion. So 9 months later, a prostitute who went by the name of Gypsy Rose was looking for, her last little customer tonight. She's about to,
Gypsy Rose. Now I know where that's from. This, the girl who killed her mom.
Yeah. That is her name.
Yep.
So Gypsy Rose, she was listening, she's about to close shop up. So she was looking for her last little customer for the night. And
I'm not laughing at Gypsy Rose. I'm laughing at her close shop. Like
I'm saying, she was, she was ready to call it night, but she's like, I can get one more customer. So anyways, a man pulls up in a car. And she gets in the car, and he offers her $30. Gypsy was like, that's not enough.
Player.
That's not enough. But the man was like, shit, it doesn't matter anyways. Because I was going to take it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So anyways, he demands for her to take her clothes off. She refuses. So he starts beating her. At that time,
beating her.
At that time, so then she decides to take her clothes off. Now, the reason why she describes it, why she didn't fight him back, she said she had this weird vibe about this man. She felt if she fought him back, then she was going to die.
And she had previously been raped.
Yeah, so she was like, she had this weird vibe about this man. She just didn't feel right. So that's why she never fought him back.
She went with the flow.
Yeah, so she thought maybe, if she just followed, did what he wanted, he would let her go. So he started sodomizing her with foreign objects. And he started bragging about him killing other women. He even told her, I would love to wake up to you and and use you all day. So basically rape you all day. He said he kept a girl for like a week
in his basement.
In a basement. So he's bragging about this. He picked her up at night. So she was able to escape right when the sun was coming up because a street cleaner was coming by. So it kind of, he got scared. So she was able to jump out the car.
Naked.
So, but with Gypsy Rose, She was so humiliated.
Humiliated.
There you go. Because I cannot say that word. I've been practicing all day. I cannot say that word. But anyway, so she didn't go.
Speech therapy came in.
Yeah. She didn't go to the hospital or go to police until 2 days later. And the reason why she went, he pulled up on her again and said, remember what I told you? And rolled off. So she's like, no, I'm going to have to tell. So she told him again. Now, she wasn't able to get a rape kit. So he wasn't convicted for her rape because there was no DNA found, because by the time she went to the police, she already showered.
Yeah.
And plus she had prior criminal record. That made her kind of like, I don't want to go.
And I'm not saying that this is true, but my assumption when it comes to police and prostitutes, they dismiss what they say.
Yeah. And plus
especially when it's about rape.
And she had prior charges, and
they always try to put it on them and say, "Are you sure you didn't ask for it?"
Yeah. Or this is the line of business that you're in. Yeah. So.
But a prostitute should say who, when, where, and how much.
They're adults. They're I can get into the whole video about that, but anyways. So a month later, on Christmas Eve, on 2007, another prostitute agreed to engage in sex for $30. That must just be his number, $30. Must agree to for $30. He drove her to a secluded area. $30. She later told detective that he started becoming violent. He choked her repeatedly and then he raped her. She also said that he told her about killing other women.
Oh, one of the most disgusting things he did to Gypsy Rose. Gross, disgusting. He made her lick her own feces.
Because he is sodomizing.
Off the seat.
See, that's what I was thinking.
And all her bodily fluids.
Yeah.
He made her lick them up. And yes, that was one of the main things why she was really embarrassed and was scared to go to didn't want to go to the police.
And I was worried. I was like, is he making him go on himself? But see, he's sodomizing them. So with foreign objects,
and he keeps them for hours.
Yeah,
6-7 hours. He has them in the car.
Yeah.
So you gonna have
That's
to go.
why she was embarrassed. She didn't want to go tell. So he repeatedly raped her. He also was telling her that he killed other women, and he assaulted her for 2 hours. While this is the weird to me. This weird part to me. He was raping her, and between him raping her, he was alternating between threatening her and telling her he loved her. So there's something not quite right.
The thing is, like evil people have chemicals. The
only thing that kind of bothered me about this case, we couldn't go deep into his childhood. So we don't know, like, did he have problem with women? Was there assault on him? I'm not saying it's an excuse, but there's things that build up to why they do the things they do. It's not an excuse, it's not anything like that, but I would like to know there has to be some reason he does not like women. He will not. It is weird.
He won't voice why he did anything. He's never. And like I said, his childhood is sealed. His family doesn't want anything to do with him, so they won't discuss
So I don't know why, but from him saying "I love you" to threatening her, it's kind of he had issues with women.
Might have some type of mommy issue.
Maybe or something. It's just weird. But eventually, Brown got dressed and he told her to get out the car and he drove away. 4 months later, on March 19, 2008, Michael Brown's 33rd birthday, he approached a woman walking on the street at 3 a.m. They began to talk, they started chopping it up, and she said, "Can you give me a ride to Kern Medical Center?" So he said, "Yeah, sure." So, but as soon as she got in the car, he locked the doors and he was like, "You're mine. You're not going nowhere." So he drove her to a secluded area. He beat, he raped, and he sodomized her. He forced her to eat her own feces.
Again, with the feces.
She begged for him to let her out because she had to pee. So she was like, "Can you just let me out? I just have to please just let me out. I'm going to pee and now I'm going to come back." So he lets her out the car. When she gets the car, she tries to run. He hits her with the car. So she bounces up onto the windshield. She grabs on the windshield wiper and he stops the car. She flies off, taking the windshield wiper with her. So she gets up. He tries to force her back into the car. She's beaten badly, naked, and she manages to get away. So
goes to the cops, giving them the description of the car. Even got the windshield wiper
in her hand. So she describes the car. It's a Mercury. It's a gold color Mercury. It's a gold color. No, it wasn't her. It was another lady. So 3 days later, there's another woman that was already in the hospital. She was claiming she got beaten and raped, and she told the officers it was a gold color Mercury, and they agreed on the sex price. I'm pretty sure it's $30. And he began to choke her until she lost consciousness. I didn't write this down, but she actually soiled herself. Like, she went to number 2 on herself.
And he probably made her eat it up.
But see, this one that he said, then he pushes her out the car. So I don't know if he strangled her and he thought he killed her.
I think he pushed her. Because he strangled her and he thought she passed out. So he probably thought she was dead.
Because this doesn't say anything about beating or rape. He just went to choke her. He just went straight to choking her.
And she soiled herself.
And she lost consciousness. He pushed her out the car and he drove away. So 2 days later, she goes to the police and she tells them that it's a gold Mercury car. He has a gold chain and a tiger tattoo. So 2 days later,
the police see the car,
the Mercury car.
They see the windshield messed up, and they see him. He fits the description.
He has the same gold necklace on,
same tattoo.
And then they realize it doesn't have a windshield wiper. It's missing the windshield wiper. So they arrest the driver, which is Michael Brown. He told the police, I never pick up no prostitutes. I don't need to pick up no prostitutes. Like, you must got the wrong guy. I don't pick up prostitutes. He was very convincing. The police was almost believing him until the DNA came back.
Dun, dun, dun,
so the DNA came back. It matched him with 3 of the 4 assault women. Like I said before,
don't lie.
Gypsy Rose was the only one. Gypsy Rose was the only one that, because I said she took too long to go to the hospital, so the rape
so she couldn't match it.
She didn't bathe and all that. So at that time, they're like, you know what? Let's put his DNA in a national DNA base. Let's run it and see if he did
anything else, and if it
matches. So they put it in there, and another match come up and links him to the killing of Ruby Lee Merriweather. Now, Merriweather's case has been cold for almost.
It happened in 1996, and it went cold.
Yeah. So she was a mother of 4. She was savagely raped and murdered at her home in Bakersfield.
Her daughter found her.
It was no signs of forced entry.
They believe he knew her.
So she was stabbed 18 times. Her body was posed arranged in a sexual humiliating display of her body was found by her daughter. So I don't know how they posed. I was trying to find crime scene.
Well, in the description that I read, it said that she was trying to get away from him. She was trying to crawl under the bed and to get away from him, and he pulled her back, and that her daughter. It was so sad because I don't know why somebody was recording, but somebody recorded her daughter in the middle of the street crying and screaming because her daughter found her. And
to this day, her daughter won't talk about it. She won't talk about what she's seen.
No.
But so his DNA was found in her feces that were rubbed on her body.
So this is what I think he did. I think he, in her poop, and picked it up and rubbed it on her. He had to.
Maybe he was. I'm thinking maybe he was anal. He was sodomizing her. And I don't know.
But how did her poop get on her body?
Maybe he rubbed it. I don't know.
Okay. That's how he got caught. Because his DNA was in her feces that was rubbed on her body.
Yeah. So it took 8 years after his DNA came up and it matched the murder and all. It took 8 years, but ultimately Brown was convicted of Merriweather's murder and the rapes of the 4 women. So altogether 17 felonies. I was trying to find what the 17 felonies. I'm pretty sure it's kidnapping.
It's kidnapping.
A whole bunch of
assault and
because anytime you keep somebody, every time you keep somebody out of their will, that's kidnapping. Regardless if you release them or not, they consider that kidnapping. So it was 17 felonies altogether. He got charged with. So for the murder, he got death, but for the
rapes, he got 115
years. Yeah. My computer's tripping, y'all.
But y'all, this is not over yet. No. It's not over yet.
So around the same time that Ruby, what's her name?
Ruby Lee Merriweather.
Yeah, Merriweather. There was 6 other murders. 6 other murders of prostitutes or drug addicts. So they were calling them the prostitute murders at the time. It wasn't. That's what they were.
They weren't calling them that. They were keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
The police chief says they didn't want to alarm the community and scare them and create a frenzy, so they did not. It was not on the news. It was not nowhere. You could not find any record of these women. I'm not calling them no prostitutes.
They're
these women that were brutally murdered and raped.
Yes.
They were headed by the Kern County Police Department.
Yeah.
And to this day,
they're unsolved.
What was it? Marianne Pekin.
Yeah, so we had Marianne Pekin. She was 44. She vanished from her neighborhood in mid-December 1996. Her body was discovered a day before New Year's Eve in the backyard of a vacant home just a few blocks from her house. 2 years later, Leslie Dawn Preston went missing June 1998. Several days later, Preston's body was found nude in the field, and she was stabbed 19 times in the face, neck, chest, and back area. Then Katrina Antoinette Pink. She got the names because my shit.
Katrina Antoinette Pink.
She was 27. She was last seen December 12, 2000. Her body was discovered in the field near her high school. 2 days later, she had a deep gash across her neck. Billie Jean Bear was found stabbed over 13 times, mostly around the neck area around her body. She was found partially nude in the bush.
And she had bruising all over her body.
Yes, and she was found January 13, 2001. So these are very close together. Mm-hmm. Patricia Betsy Martin, her body was found, her clothes were ripped off and her throat was slit. Then there was Wendy Cow. Her body was found by firefighters after they were called because her house was on fire. So they go in and they found her body. She was partially nude. She was near the foot of her bed and she was stabbed numerous times. So there's another one too. Her name was Kathleen Wesley. She was
Hensley.
Yeah, there you go. Hensley. She was a school principal, so she was a prominent. They call these ones not prominent in the neighborhood. I guess I don't know, but she was a She was a principal, and they try to link him to her murder as well. But her family doesn't even believe. They think it was somebody inside. They think it was a counselor.
I think he did it.
I think it was a counselor or her boyfriend, or whatever. But if you want to know about her, she has an oxygen special. You can find stories just about her.
Yeah, she got her own show.
But
there was a confident informant that said that knew Brown and knew that he had a van. He said he would go door to door and offer to clean people's carpet and stuff like that. With Kathleen Wesley, other people in the neighborhood said that a black male came door to door saying to clean the carpet. So it kind of links them together.
Yeah.
But of course, the police do not want to put her with these
prostitute murders.
They don't want to put her in the same category. I feel he killed them all. I feel that these women did not get justice because he is not in prison for their murders. Mm-hmm. And they didn't even try to investigate their murders or anything like that because they were prostitutes. There was DNA. There was all kind of evidence that they let just go because they were prostitutes and they didn't want to alarm the community.
Yes. Well, Wendy Couch, her friend, came and did an interview, and she was saying that they were actually acquaintances of Michael Brown. They used to go to the bar together and stuff. So, and because they said there was no evidence of forced entry in her home as well. So they're letting these people in, letting him or whoever, in the house. So, do we think Michael Brown did? Now, the thing with these murders, the crime scenes of the Merriweather and Kathleen was similar. The lady that literally took the pictures of Merriweather's crime scene mistaken Kathleen's for Merriweather. So
she came in like, oh, I took those pictures. And they were like, you weren't even on the force then.
She was actually getting happy. She's like, oh my God, you guys found DNA.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for Kathleen. Yeah. It was for Merriweather.
Yeah, she took Kathleen's pictures, but Merriweather was murdered way before. Mm-hmm. She walked in, but no, it was two different crime scenes.
But the body was staged the same. Yeah. And the violent was the same. Mm-hmm. So the reason why they tied, because around the same area, the same time. Every time he was in jail, no murders. There was no rape. So when he got out, the murders started up again. But my thing is, this is where my question comes in. about did he do it. Not that I had a question that he did it, but my thing is, why did he stop killing? He did all these killings in the early 1998 and stopped in 2000, but he continued to rape. Did the urge stop? Like, what made him stop killing? Because he let these women go.
I feel like he stopped killing because he seen that he murdered these women and they weren't being investigated. So I feel that he's like, I can leave my life, my word against theirs. They're a prostitute. They're lower than the community. And he worked. He had friends. He had a girlfriend that he lived at. The time that Ruby Lee Merriweather was murdered, he had a live-in girlfriend that knew nothing on this second life. So I feel like he stopped killing because he knew he didn't have to kill no more. He knew that the police no one would believe these prostitutes over him. So he was like, I ain't got to kill no more. Or they were accidents. Or maybe because he liked to choke and stuff.
Maybe, so but those crimes are very violent though. Stabbed in the face, the neck. Like, usually that's an urge. That's like a hate. Like, did that simmer? Because it has been known that serial killers do lose the urge to kill. I've listened to so many that, but I just wonder.
And I think he likes how he rolled up on a girl. Yeah. I think he likes that, like, that torture kind of like that.
The murder started from 1996 and it ended in, like, what, 2002. And he continued to rape after that, but not kill. Because when he got caught for Mary Lou, that was, I'm going to call him Mary Lou.
Ruby Lee Merriweather.
So, that was like, her case was already closed, like cold case while he was still raping. But he is currently, so these cases are still open. All seven that we've read, they're still open cases.
The last 7 are open.
Yeah, their families still have no closure. Are they? I don't believe they're actively being.
They say they are. Yeah. If you have anything, yes. They said that they're investigating it, but.
So if you guys want to know more about this and about the victims, because they had way more about their lives, where they came from, but we got to keep it short. Yeah. We can't really, unless we do 2 parts. But if you guys are interested, you can go on YouTube and just type his name and a whole bunch of documentaries, news reports.
Michael Charles Brown.
So if you guys want to know more about the victims,
the Bakerfield secret serial killer.
Yeah. So
he kept him a secret for years.
Because I didn't even know about it. Portia brought it to my attention.
Yeah. I do a lot of research.
And honestly, though, the only thing they have about him is the Bakersfield News. There's no other. Every documentary, everything is all Bakersfield News. Yeah. So it's not worldwide. Nobody knows anything about it. Like, it's just that Bakersfield reporter. That's the only thing you can find.
So please like, share,
comment. If you guys have any
comment below.
If you guys why do you guys feel he stopped killing? Do you guys feel like he did it? Do you guys feel like there's another serial killer out there? I mean, there could be multiple killers. We don't know. Because there's been times
since he's been in jail, no more prostitutes have been murdered.
I mean, they say there's murders every week in Bakersfield. I was reading,
but not prostitutes and not fatally stabbing and not sodomizing.
So, do you guys believe he
let us know?
He's a serial killer. If not, but yeah, he's currently serving.
Where's he at?
In San Quentin.
San Quentin.
Yeah, he got the death penalty plus 100. So I guess after he dies, he got to serve the 115 years.
No, he got to serve his 115 years.
Then he's gonna die,
and then he died.
That just don't make no sense to me. Just give him the death penalty. Why would you tag on?
Nah, he needs to get a gang of years. And
but the death penalty is the death penalty, though. You about to die. There's no coming back from that. But anyway.
But they don't even kill people anymore.
Oh no, he's just gonna be rotting in jail for the rest of his life.
On death row.
I don't think California even has a death penalty.
They ain't killed nobody since Tookie Williams. I think they took it back out, right?
Yeah, they took it back out.
Cold
so that's our story. Like she said, if you guys enjoy stuff like this was a really short one because he wasn't.
It's not a lot of info on him. We just wanted to get it out there that even because we're from the AV area, be careful. Watch your surroundings. They could be right next door. He did frequent to Lancaster and Palmdale, so you guys watch out. Watch your backs. Always lock your doors. And if you do forget to lock your door, always open your back door first. Make sure nobody's back in your back seat. Yeah. And then get in the car.
Good advice. So we will see you guys in our next video.
It was a nightmare.